Yes, we are up. We are up. And I know nobody's on just yet. And we're just starting. I just got on. But it is important that I start. Oh, well, somebody is on. Hey there. Hi, welcome. Chelston. Hey. Ah, okay, it's nice to see you. Okay. I just to make sure I get my audience thing set here and then I am ready. But sometimes it takes a little bit to come up. And here it is. It's up. So, audience. And I try to do this as fast as I possibly can. Most of the time when I do a live, I'm by myself. Hey, Aslin, welcome. I'm by myself, at least half of the time. And of course, when I do them late at night, I definitely am by myself. It's what, 10:30 where I am. And so I have to look and make sure that everything is in order. And sometimes I don't remember what's in order, what's supposed to be in order. But anyway, good evening. I'm Shirley Osborne. If you don't know me, if you haven't been on here before, I'm Shirley Osborne. And this year, my work this year is centered fully, well, half of my work, because I work in two realms. I work for women and I work for Montserrat, this little island you hear me talk about all the time, that some of you know very well. Some of you feel the same way about this little island that I do. And then, like I said, the other half, I'm working on women. And this particular program is my way this year of combining both of them. I get to combine my work for women and my work for Montserrat all in one, and it's awesome. It's awesome. It took me a while to get this done. Well, at this level, you do things. I've done things over the years that blended them. The girls' education project, for example, I started that in Phoenix when I lived there, and when I moved to Montserrat in 2014, 2015. I started the women's leadership. Oh my goodness, I'm getting mixed up. I started the girls' education project. What I have now is Women's Leadership Circle. The Women's Leadership Circle. It's separate from the girls' education project, but the mission is the same: to elevate women and provide women space and connection and all kinds of cool things: training, support, resources, access to resources, connections with other women, coaching, clarity, politics. Politics, I can't get away from politics. Everything is politics, is it not? Mm. So anyway, tonight is going to be short because it's Saturday night. And I was thinking as I was getting ready for this, I was about to go to bed. I said, why did I say I do today's late? And I did today's late because I was working today. So I had to do this one late. And of course, you remember that I said that some of the lives are going to be late. We're doing them at different times of the day so that people in different time zones can actually get to see it live and not always have to see the replay. For example, Shanghai, the women who are watching in Shanghai are up now. They're 15 hours ahead of where I am. And so it's Sunday for them. It's Sunday morning, Sunday midday, Sunday afternoon, actually. You see how that works? So that's why it's important for me to do them at different times of the day. But I was beginning to slow down and get a little bit tired, and I had to come and do this. And I was thinking, there was a time when this would be about the time I'd hit the shower and begin to get ready for my Saturday night. Oh, time does these things to us and our use of time. But anyway, tonight what I'm talking about is how how do I say this? The question I want to ask, the question I asked is, do you ever just let go? And that's what I want to talk about tonight, letting go. And it's come up because sometimes you just have to. Today I posted, I posted on social media, said that sometimes you just have to let go and just leave things alone. Sometimes, no matter how well laid your plans are, they don't work out. And sometimes, and there are periods, aren't there, when one, two, three, four, things just seem to not be working. And sometimes it's the same thing over and over, and you want to be philosophical about it. You want to be mature, and but you're not quite sure which one to do. And that's kind of where I am right now. I'm working on something, and I'm meeting all of these challenges, which is normal. That's what life is about. And when you're doing new things and big things, you meet challenges. And the bigger the thing, the bigger the challenge. The bigger the step you want to make, the bigger the challenge, the bigger the troubles you get, quite literally. Um, so, for example, I expected to be traveling now. That was the plan. And that and a couple of other things just seemed to just, you know, stuff happened, and somebody said something and somebody brought another thing that was important, and you know, I. And so this morning I decided, you know what? Sometimes stop fighting it. Stop fighting it. Because I've been fighting for the last 3 days. I got stuff to do. I have things I need to go. I need to do. I need to. And yeah, I just decided, you know, stop fighting it. Sometimes you just have to do what I said in social media today. You just have to say, you know what? Just lean back and say, okay, you know what? Do what you do. Do what you do. When you're done, wake me up. Let me know when you finish. I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to fight it anymore. And lo and behold, you surrender, which is a difficult word for me. I have to acknowledge surrender is a difficult word for me. It's a difficult concept. It's a difficult concept. Surrender just not in my personal vocabulary. I like to think that I'm a warrior. I like that I'm a warrior. And so surrender just, But I also like to think I'm an adult. I'm mature. I am, I've gathered some wisdom along the way. And sometimes you have to use your wisdom and say, you know what? Yeah, surrender, just why be what it, let's just do what you're doing. Calm when you're done. And that's where I'm at right now. That's where I am right now. And so that is why Saturday night, as soon as I'm finished this, I'm going to bed. I'm going to sleep. And whenever I wake up tomorrow morning, I wake up. And whatever tomorrow brings, I shall roll with it. What I want to say to you is that this is not the first time this is happening to me, obviously, naturally. And I'm sure it's happened to you more than once, many times. And yet every time we fight, we resist. Because you're supposed to, you're not supposed to just lie down and let things happen. You know, you're supposed to resist and fight and win. Sometimes winning is letting go. Leave it alone. Let it work its way on. Let it do what it has to do. In martial arts, there's a concept. You don't push against the force. You go with the force. You go with the force. So when it comes that you don't push back, you go with it. And I like that idea. I like that idea. And sometimes that's what you do. And that's a kind of surrender. See, that kind of surrender I could deal with. Surrender? No, not yet. I'll take some more wisdom. Maybe I'll get there. Maybe I won't. And that's, yeah. Tonight, I want to suggest to you that sometimes the wisest, strongest, most powerful thing we can do is surrender. Just let it go. Just step back and let life do what it's doing in this particular area or that particular area. Just keep doing what you're doing in the other areas and just let that one sort itself out. And that is particularly important for women, for all the reasons that we know, all the reasons we talked about over and over and over and over again. The expectations of women, the demands made on women, the requirements, the prerequisites that are foisted on women everywhere, all the time. And we fight so hard to rise above them, to show that we are not what you say we are. We are strong, and I am strong, and I am smart, and I am competent, I am capable. I am all of those things. I'm a good leader, all of those things. Sometimes you have to just say, okay, you don't, okay, you don't think so. That's fine. That's fine. You go right ahead on and think what you think. I'm going to go right ahead on with my life, and that's all what's happening with my life right now. That's one of the things that's going on in my life. The issue of what a strong woman is and what strength is in a woman, and whether a woman ought to be proud. Maybe proud is not the right word. Be comfortable with being strong, with knowing that she's strong, that she's smart, that she's capable, that she's competent. And then the other side, however, is, because there's two. There's knowing it and knowing that other people know. And there's a fine, there's a thing here about, okay, so you're competent and you're capable and you're strong and you're all of those things. You don't go shout it to the universe. You don't go shout it from the rooftops. You just be it. Sometimes, hey there, thank you for coming on again. Sometimes in being it, we women wonder, question whether just being it will come across as shouting it. Remember when my niece was younger, she was in middle school, high school, she played tennis. She's taking tennis lessons. She was quite good. She's a swimmer, so she got strong shoulders. And she was quite good at tennis. And we had a conversation once about playing with boys and the notion that she'd win. And people around would say things, little comments about, yeah, you beat him again. And, somebody at one point said to her, you should let the boy win sometimes. And I said, no, let him win if he's good enough to win. Don't let him win just because you're a girl and he's a... No, what are you talking about? Because in winning every time, in not allowing somebody else to win, men don't allow other people to win, except when they're cheating, when they're fixing a game. You don't allow other men to win. You win, period. If you win today and tomorrow and you win every game, you win every game. But women somehow are supposed to know when there's just so many games you can win. And then you cross a line into something else. You cross a line. That's a whole lot of damn nonsense. That's a whole lot of damn nonsense. And that's the kind of giving in that I militate against. But sometimes, just because of the messages that we get as women, you have to wonder, if, should I do that this time? Should I just kind of keep the peace? And it bothers me, pisses me off that we have to always be having that conversation with ourselves. How much of my expertise can I show without coming off as if I am? And why should I have to? And so sometimes it just gets tired. I get tired of it. Sometimes I get tired of having to deal with it. And I go, whatever. What the hell, I don't care. Go, that's whatever happens. You want it, go win it. And sometimes that's the thing to do. Sometimes it's not. In the last few weeks, I have been a little bit, I just say confused and uncertain. When Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand announced that she was giving up her leadership of her country, I didn't know what to say when I read it the first time. I thought, she can't be serious. She can't be serious. Women around the world are depending on her to hold on to that, to be that, We were all so proud of her during COVID when she was a strong leader and she held New Zealand together and did her leadership, strong leadership, with compassion. She had, when they had that mass killing in the mosque, she stood up She got gun control laws passed because she said we need to do this, and she just went and did it. She's a really real leader. And me and many other women were we were left, we didn't know what to say. Of course, on the one hand, we recognize it's hard work running a country. No matter what the size of the country, it's hard work. No matter the size of the company, it's hard work. There's so many demands on your time and on your person, and it can burn you out. Burnout is a problem for women, especially women more so than men. Most surveys say, most research says, because of the additional demands made on us to be this and more. Yeah. And as I thought about it, like many other women, as I thought about why she would step down, we began to understand. There comes a point when you just say, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I love you, but I'm not doing this anymore. I love my work, but I'm not going to be held by the throat anymore with all these demands and expectations and requirements and all those things, which are specific to women, by the way. They're specific to women. We get tired of that. What gets us through, and I want to leave this with you this evening, what can help us get through is what we talked about last night, and we talked about from different angles this week, is confidence, knowledge of yourself, knowledge of who you are, what's important. And therefore, the knowledge, the knowing, a little different to knowledge, the knowing that whatever happens, you're cool, you're good. Whatever happens, whatever decision I make, it's a well thought out decision. It's appropriate for me. It's good for me. And if it turns out I've made a mistake, guess what? I can handle that and I can fix that too. That's the other part. When you know your competence, you know your capacities, you know your skills, you know who you are, what you're capable of. You know how good you are. But you also know that sometimes you're not going to be so good. You're going to think you are and you're going to fail. But no matter how deep the fail, you can come through it. You can pick up and go on. That's the game changer. That no matter how deep the fail, you can pick up and go on. So when Jacinda Ardern made the decision to give up the leadership of New Zealand, she gave up that. She didn't give up herself. She knows that it's not a fail, obviously, but it's a big thing to give up. But she knows that whatever else she's going to do, whatever else comes, she can handle it, and handle it just as powerfully, just as well. I mean, what is leading a country? The two things. One is the actual work. You're changing lives. You are creating lives for people, for a whole group of people. You are the leader of a whole group of people. That comes with massive responsibility. Yes? You are the leader of people. But you also are yourself. You're also the leader of yourself. And your decisions have to work for both sets of people. And sometimes it's not compatible. Sometimes there's no compatibility there. And you have to know how to navigate so it works. And when you get to the point where you have to give it up, either one or the other, because it's not working for one or the other, then you have to be strong enough within yourself. And you become strong enough, like she obviously is. She's taking the time to know herself. and know that she can give up not just the responsibility, but the perks. Because a lot of the time, that's what stops us. There's the responsibility, but then there are the other things around it that soften it and that help us get through. So, being the leader of a country like New Zealand, for example, you have this responsibility. And when you manage to do something wonderful and compassionate and powerful, like when the way she handled the COVID crisis in New Zealand, you get to do that. You see people's happy faces. You see people whose lives have improved because of you. That's cool. That's very, very cool. And then you have, when you're in a position like the leader of a country, you have all kinds of perks and benefits and privileges and so on. You lose them when you stop being the leader of the country. And sometimes the thought of losing those weighs heavily in keeping people in the position of responsibility, even when they're not up to it anymore. And so what she did was, when burnout got too much, she left. That was a power move, in fact. That was a power move. She said, you know what? I'm letting go. I'm letting go of that. And there is this other thing, though, that I'm going to be just as good at. It won't have the same privileges and benefits, but that's okay. She doesn't need those anymore. That particular, something happening with my live stream. Even though she was conflicted about giving up those particular responsibilities and didn't want to be thought to be caving in and to be, weakening, she knew she had to do it. And she had to do it when she did, not just hang on there because. And so she made the power move. The power move this time was letting go. Letting go. Let go. How you come to do that, like I said before, is you get to know yourself. Know yourself deeply. Ask yourself questions. What we do at the Women's Leadership Circle, what I do in pretty much every group of women I work with, every woman I work with, actually, whether individually or in groups, we begin all of the initial work. All of the initial work is basic. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you really? Who are you? Do you know who you are? We ask that question over and over and over, and I have them do that in many different ways. Different exercises. I mean, you stand in front of the mirror, ask yourself, you ask your friends, you do the I am poem, we do the self-leadership plan of action. There are all kinds of mechanisms for exploring yourself. And we use many of them because it is so basic, it is so fundamental, so critical, it is important, it is essential. And so we spend a lot of time doing that. So I want to recommend to you tonight that you do that. Take some time to get to know yourself. Ask yourself some questions. And one of the simplest things you can do, you know what? Is that ask yourself a question. Simple question. Why did I do that? Why is the question. Why did I do that? Why do I feel like that? We were talking about somebody the other day, not gossiping, just talking. I was in a conversation and somebody's name came up, and I had this reaction because as a person, I feel very uncomfortable about. I'm not in their presence very often, hardly ever actually. But there's a sense, what I know about this person causes me discomfort. And I've asked myself over and over and over why. I know why. I've asked myself why. Why has nothing to do with the person, it's about me. And when you ask why, you ask yourself why until you get the answer that rings true. And you'll find it's always about you, who you are, what you want, what's important to you, what matters, what your values, your principles, your goals, your ambitions, your desires, your preferences, all of those. It's about you. So, my recommendation, start asking yourself why. When you're in difficult situations, it's easy. What the hell is going on here? Why am I doing that? But start doing that, even with things you think are unimportant. Just practice. Why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why did I respond that way? Why am I feeling so happy right now? We always ask why we feel angry. But ask, why do I feel so happy right now? Why do I not want that thing? Why do I want this? Why do I want this thing? Why? Practice asking yourself why and look for answers. Don't force them, wait for them. The answers will come. They might not come the first time you ask it, but it'll come. So start practicing tomorrow, tonight actually, today, whatever time the date is for you. Ask yourself. You could begin by asking yourself, why did I watch Shirley tonight? Why was I annoyed when she said such and such? Or why did I like when she said, what does it mean to me? Why did I like when she said so and so? Why? Ask yourselves why. And that will help you understand when to just let go. Let go. Let people have their experiences. Let them do what they want. Let the thing that you're trying to do that just is being difficult, let it sort itself out. It can come or it can go. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. It took me a while to get here. It took me a while to get here. Sometimes I'm proud of myself and I can actually, I got here. I got here. Yeah. So thank you so much, all of you, for hanging out with me, listening to me. Have yourself a pleasant Saturday night, whatever's left of it. Whatever's left of it. Enjoy your Sunday, your Monday, your week, and come back and check with me, Elevation 2023. Go to the website, shirleyosborne.com, www.shirleyosborne.com. See what this is about and check out the new video I have there, because a part of Elevation 2023, actually, Elevation 2023 is about bringing a spotlight on the women of Montserrat, on the women of the world, putting it all together into one little bundle from this tiny little island called Montserrat. Go check out the website, shirleyosborne.com, watch the videos, and then register. Invite some people to register, share it, call some people and say, hey, there's this cool thing. Come join this. It's $30 for the year. That's the early bird price. It ends in the middle of March. It ends on the 17th of March. And then it goes up until we get to December 31st. And then we're going to have a wonderful time. And why the price goes up, the price for the ticket and the membership, well, the membership is your ticket, it's because there's some work that we must do. On December 31st, we are supposed to be celebrating things that we've done. And so it would be unfair for people who sign up in September and therefore have not done work throughout the year. Yeah. So early bird prices end on March 17th. So get your ticket now. Join now. Join the Women's Leadership Circle. Invite your friends to join you. It's fun when you do things like this together. It's really, really cool doing things like this together. And let's have some fun. Let's make 2023 the year where we fly. Men, we want you in Elevation 2023. So invite your sisters, friends, wives, girlfriends, daughters, mothers, grandmothers, and then come hang out with us on All Year's Night. Until I see you next time, take good care. Good care.